Hi everyone. Hi. It's been a while, right? It's been a while, right? Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Danielle, and if you haven't seen me, my name is Danielle, and I help moms make make passive income online with done for you digital products. Okay, and taking out the overthinking and the overwhelm of it, because at first I thought it was a lot, but it's really not. It's really not when you have a system, when you have um, a foundation. It's really not difficult, especially when you have the right system. Shall I say that? Okay. So today I just wanted to encourage the moms that are still on their 9 to 5, you know, and may need extra income. I mean, who don't need extra income, right? You know what I'm saying? Um, and this is even for the moms, just for moms for all walks of life, you know, all walks of life, because it doesn't matter what season you're in, you know, it's always good, to learn a skill to, you know, make extra money. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to talk to you today about. But again, my name is Danielle, and I am a wife. I have 2 daughters, and I'm a disciple of Christ. And I'm just running this race. I'm just running this race that God put me on, as you, right? So, first of all, um, let me know in the chat, how many kids do you have? Are you a stay-at-home mom? Are you a working mom? Just let me know, and where you're watching from. That would be interesting to know. How far my video is reaching. You know, um, I asked that because, well, first of all, have you ever tried making money online? You know, and I asked that, because being a mom, it changes what freedom looks like. You know, um, freedom isn't this grandiose type of life. Um, you going on vacations every week, and you spending a bag on clothes every week, stuff like that. That's not really freedom. I feel like that's like the different kind of brackets that come with it. You know what I'm saying? But that's not true freedom to me. It's actually being present. You know what I'm saying? For yourself, for your kids. You hear this one back in the background. Um, and it's not stressing over like the little things. The little things, the necessities. Like um, your bills being paid. We all want our bills on auto pay. Okay, honey. What? You ain't even want nothing. You just got to be the Lorraine show all day, 24/7. Don't turn the TV off every time I'm doing something. Y'all can relate to that, right? But yeah, it's not stressing over. It's not. Ray. Okay, just because I'm talking, you want to be loud. Go over there and watch the show. Thank you, honey, and get this out your mouth. Stop putting stuff in your mouth. um, yeah, it's not stressing over the little things. It's not stressing over groceries. It's not stressing over, um, putting gas in your car. It's not stressing over, excuse me, your light bill, your mortgage, your rent. You know what I'm saying? Things that you need. I feel like that's what real freedom is. You know, just and also just living in your purpose and and living according to God's will, right? You want to say hi? Say hi. Hi. Say hi. Cutie patootie katootie. Silly girl, don't put your foot up there. Can mommy continue to talk, please? Huh? This is why huh? What do you want? You don't even know. Okay. Ray. Sit up here. Okay. Sorry, y'all. You gonna sit there? You're gonna fall. All right. Go and watch Miss Monica. Or go get daddy. Okay. Lost my train of thought. That's okay. Um, but let me just tell you this. Let me just tell you what my story, like my story, how I got into this um lane of digital marketing. Okay. So 2024, I had a baby. And that same year, God led me to resign from my job. Been at this, been working all my life since I was 16 years old. But was working at this particular job for about 16, 17 years. Great job, great benefits, worked with a great team of folks, which is rare because all my, my jobs before that, it's always one person, in the bunch. But this particular bunch, okay, excuse me, come on, because you're doing too much. Soon as I get on here, you wasn't even studying me before, but as soon as I get on here you go. Okay. So I resigned from my job. God led me to resign from my job to start a service business where he gave me the idea to start, and it was years ago. Excuse me, I'm out of breath. And I was being disobedient because truth be told, God told me to start this business years ago, but why? I was afraid, the typical, got bills, got kids, um, the unknown, right? But this go around, I'm like, okay, I stepped out on faith and I resigned from my job. I didn't have any type of nervousness. I didn't have any like, oh my gosh, what am I about to do? I just had a baby, now we down to one income while I get this business off the ground. I didn't have none of that. I stepped out on faith, you know, um, you know, just through my life, you know, there's always been chapters in my life where I feel like, okay, this is it's time for this chapter to close. You may have felt that way sometimes, um, and that was one of those times. Um, and at the end of the day, I trust God. I trust God. He hasn't failed me yet. Never seen the righteous forsaken, and He has been with me time and time and time and time again, time and time again. You know, um, so after that, um, you know, trying to get my business off the ground, I had majority of everything I needed. You know what I'm saying? I had the name, I had um, the logo, all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And but through my journey, I just started hearing about digital marketing, digital marketing. What is it? What is it? Was Googling it. Um, was just, seeing how people was talking about it, seeing what's the whole what is this? Because people was making bank out here off of it. right? So I'm like, okay. But then God continued to put it in my face, you know. And months later, I ran across this YouTuber, and she was just talking about done for you digital products. And done for you digital products is basically something that someone already created. It could be a course, it could be a guide, it could be an ebook, anything digitally that you can download instantly and receive it like in your email, um, or on a certain platform or something like that. And basically, you get to resell what they created, you know, and essentially call it your own in a sense, but you learn from it and you resell it. You can resell it for 100% profit, um, or you can do affiliate, meaning um, the person still created it, but you get a percentage off of it. It could be 50%, it could be 60%, it could be 90%, whatever it is, anytime you resell that particular product, you either get 100% or you get um, a percentage off of it. So I'm like, okay. So she started to talk about this course and how it changed her life, and um, how she made a lot of money off of it, and it taught her how to create her own community, her own digital marketing system. So, um, out of all of the people that I studied and was listening to, she stuck out to me the most because, for one, she loved Jesus, and um, she fasted and prayed for that particular journey of digital marketing. Um, God led her, and that stuck out to me, because that's big to me, um, knowing that you have a relationship with God and that you are fasting and praying to seek His face and to understand what it is that He wants you to do on your journey. That stuck out to me. So I'm like, okay. So I invested with her, and I really started to really understand what digital marketing is and what done for you products are. You know, done for you products are, right? Excuse me, y'all. Even before that, I was Googling, trying to understand what it was. I was watching videos on YouTube, like what we do, trying to figure out what it is. But you always get the surface level of it. A lot of people gatekeep because they want you to buy into their offer. Of course, gotta make money out here, right? Um. So yeah, I was Googling, and before, like I said, before that, I was Googling and trying to understand what it was, until I fell into this course where I invested with her. And I have a lot of courses, you know what I'm saying, but this particular system is like no other. You know what I'm saying? It was built by a mom, made for moms. And you learn about digital marketing from A to Z. Okay. And you don't need a niche. The niche is moms. You're a mom, you're selling to moms. Okay. So it's like, I'm actually looking at me on computer. It could be your phone, it could be your tablet. You know, don't you for you to start making money off of this? Now I'm 44. Think about it. I'm 44, and I come from a generation of the hard knocks. And when I started working at 16, like I said, and when the people from my generation, when we work from the bottom up, right, entry level, we just don't come in the gate and just think that, okay, we want to be the boss tomorrow. No, That's not how we built. You know what I'm saying? And I have to say that this whole digital marketing journey and just being an entrepreneur, I had to get used to it in a sense, um, because coming from a 9 to 5, you have that mentality where you get up and, you get up in the morning, got to be to work on time. You got to do your job. You got to, you used to getting a certain amount of money every week or every 2 weeks, that race, um, and it's kind of hard to get out of that mindset. It is. It's hard because you think that's the norm. You know what I'm saying? And you know that's what they want you to think. We on this phone every day. We posting. We looking on social media. We have one account or all the accounts on social media, and we're viewing it, and we're posting, and we're just doing what we do on there. You know what I'm saying? And I know you see people making money. And you may feel like it's a scam, or you may feel like, oh, they can't be making that much. They can't be from that. That it's that easy. You know, once you have the right system in place, and once you have the foundation of what it is you're doing, it becomes easy and it becomes seamless. And it's just simple, but you just have to be consistent, and you have to um be positioned right and have support. That's one of the main things. Having someone teach you that's been in the game, that understands, that earns out here, that knows what they're talking about. Okay, Lorraine. All right. You doing this on purpose now. I know what you're doing. Go somewhere. So I'm sorry, y'all. She was just getting me off focus right now. She only do this when I'm not paying attention to her. But my generation, we're not used to just making money easy. You know what I'm saying? Um, but times have changed. They have changed, and I'm I'm trying to get used to it. I'm getting used to it. Okay, it's real life over here, baby. All right. So sorry about that. My generation, we're not used to um using our phone to make money. We are used to getting up in the morning, going to our 9 to 5, getting our 8 hours in, getting out, going home, doing what we got to do at home, going to sleep, and waking up and doing the same routine. You know what I'm saying? That's what we used to. But times are changing, and we honestly we gotta get with the flow, because it's gonna pass us by. An opportunity is gonna pass us by, and We're gonna go to the grave, and I know I sound, but we're gonna go to the grave without using the gifts that God gave us, and you don't want that. You don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that for anyone. You know, um, we just got to get out of that mentality, and I know it's hard to do that, especially when you're used to doing, having a 9 to 5, um, majority of your life. You know, um, I was listening to a sermon with Pastor Philip Anthony Mitchell today, and I listen to him a lot because I just love his delivery and what he stands for. He said that he does not want to go to the grave. He don't want to die empty. And I was like, I feel the same way. You know, um, what he meant by that was you don't want to go to your grave without using using every gift that God gave you and succumbing to his will in your life. You want to get out everything that you were supposed to do on this earth. You want to leave it on earth, before you get to heaven, right? That's what I want. Go somewhere. Go. Cause you being a little jerk now. What? Your daddy is downstairs. You're kidding. You a trip. Oh God, this girl. What, honey? Okay, you ain't gonna let me be great right now. Yeah, mommy have to go live in later because this is just too many interruptions. Here. Okay, guys. Pastor Philip Anthony Mitchell said he does not want to die empty, and I don't want to die empty. Um, I want to be able to do everything God has called me to do. Whoever I'm supposed to reach, whoever I'm supposed to pour into, whatever it is that He needs me to do, I want to do it. You know, um, you got to ask yourself that. You know, everybody has a gift, and your obedience to what God calls you to do, you know, is tied to someone else. You know what I'm saying? Whatever service, whatever product that you have to offer, whatever it is that you can teach somebody else needs that. You know, you can turn that into a digital product, but you first have to have the right system to start. Okay, you have to have the right um you have to have the right person that's in your corner and know what they're talking about and not gonna, just gas you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of people out there that have it's some people out there that know their stuff, you know what I'm saying? But everybody is not everybody's cup of tea, right? You know, a person can two people can teach you the same different thing, but it's in their approach, you know what I'm saying, and their story, that makes you relate to them and make you understand it more, right? Um, and that's why I invested with my mentor. You know what I'm saying? Because I resonated a lot with her. You know, um, And that's when you first start any type of business journey, entrepreneurial journey, digital marketing journey, that is going to be your first step, your story. What is your story? Why are you getting into this? You know, who do you want to help? What type of mom do you want to help? What type of mom are you? Are you a single mom? Are you a divorced mom? Are you um a wife with children that are under 5? Are you um are you a wife with kids that's in college? Are you a widow, you know, raising kids? Are you a mom that lost your kids? You know what I'm saying? It could be it could be anything. You know what I'm saying? Your story is your story, and that is what's going to help you and position you um, on your business journey, on your digital marketing journey. Okay. Um, so let me ask you, how many of you are already filming your kids or your routines or the things that you do day to day? We all filming something, right? Why not turn those videos into 5 to 10 second reels and putting a hook on it and selling a digital product? Sounds easy, right? That's basically what digital marketing is. You're promoting something online. Online digital. That's it. It can be, like I said, a digital product. Digital product is an e-guide, an e-book, a course, something that you can download instantly. Or it can be a product, a hair product. You're promoting that product online. It can be you know, a cat product. Um just anything, anything that you can touch, any product, anything that you can touch, or a digital product, anything that you can download. Use use those videos and use those videos, turn them into reels, put a hook on it to whatever your target audience is. That's your promoting, and then you want to put a call to action um on the screen along with the hook. Your call to action, what do you want your audience to do next? Do you want them to download something? Do you want them to save this post? Do you want them to follow you? That's really it. This system that I'm talking about is called the mompreneur method, and it's a system geared only for moms that teaches you digital marketing from A to Z. You know, it it's basically, hold on, I'm sorry, my brother. Okay. To make sure she was all right. All right. Um, this is a system that's going to teach you to make digital income, or just income period, no matter what it is you're selling. But it's also giving you confidence, it's also giving you skill, and it's giving you ownership. Well, how is that doing that, Danielle? Okay. Once you go in and learn the skills, think about it. Anything that you step into that you never stepped into, you're afraid. You don't know what you're doing, but you step into it, and once you start doing it, you get more confident at it, right? When you became a mother, you ain't know what you was doing, but you ain't had no choice. You had to keep this little person alive. You just did it, and then it started to become a rhythm, and you were more confident. You were more confident for the second kid or the third kid if you had more kids. Or as time went on, you got more confident in taking care of them. I mean, when they go to different ages, it's like, okay, who is you? You know, but you know what I'm saying. um, this is digital marketing is a high income skill that I highly recommend that everybody learns, because once you learn this skill, you don't have to worry about not making money ever again in your life, because there's so many different avenues that you can take with it. But I highly recommend, when you learn digital marketing, to start with a proven system and to start with a done for you digital product. And that's what the Mompreneur method is. It is a done for you digital product system that not only teaches you digital marketing from A to Z, you can resell this program that's worth, it's worth about 2-3 grand, hands down. But it's only $397. One fee, that's it. Ain't no upsells, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? It is a community of moms that are just, trying to get this bag, that are, shall I say, um, trying to make a better life for themselves, for their kids. And at the same time, they're not even noticing the growth in themselves each day that goes by. Right now, we are doing a 30-day first sale challenge. Okay. And basically we have to be like the gist of the 30-day challenge is there's certain criteria that we have to do. Basically, the whole gist of it is to be consistent, and whoever makes their first sale win a prize. Okay. But we have to be consistent, and we are in the fourth day of it. And we didn't, everybody didn't have to join us, whoever wanted to join. But we're in the fourth day of it, and I can say that the growth is there. I'm not even in it for the competition. I'm in it for the growth in my personal journey. And it's only been 4 days, and I already feel the growth. I see the growth. Um, and that's what it's about. That's what it's about, because that money gonna come. It's gonna come. But the first thing you have to do is believe in yourself. That's the first thing you have to do. You gotta believe in yourself. You know, we only got one life to live. Why not make it great? Why not make it the best that you can make it? You know, women of color, just people of color, you know, we mostly, our culture is mostly, it's a lot I can say. We just used to 9 to 5s. We're used to going to college, and that's fine for anybody that wants to do that. But we're not taught to have other options. You know, um, we're not taught to learn in different ways. You know, um, and it can, and it gears towards our environment. It gears towards um, maybe a missing parent in a household. Um, Certain things happen in your life, that weren't so great, that just steered you off. It could be a number of things, and that goes for anybody too, you know. But I can just speak for what I see and what I've been through, you know. Um, and I could say I'm the curse breaker in my family, because I've always had this mindset where I never wanted to settle, and I wanted to, and I always say this is the $1 billion brain up here, you know. Um, I've always been the type of person that I didn't really think like everybody, um, and I wanted more, and I wanted to build a legacy for my kids so they didn't have to go through the people before me did and me, you know. Um, I came from a two-parent household for a certain amount of time. Um, my parents weren't married. Um, my dad, he dealt with a lot in his life, so he did the best that he could. You know what I'm saying? Um, he's since gone on to be with the Lord a few years ago. Um, and I'm just trying to do things different. You know, um, so yeah. So I can say for you, Mama, you know, um, if you were starting today as a mom this year and you wanted to have passive income, start passive income, learning how to create passive income for yourself. Um, I would say build on income producing skills, digital marketing skills, um, and use your everyday life for content because that's essentially what digital marketing is. You create content to promote whatever it is you're selling. You know, um, Starting with the mompreneur method, you know, you don't have to film your kids. You can insinuate that you have kids. You know what I'm saying? It could just be you that you're filming. It could just be you going to the grocery store. It could be you um, loading your groceries in the car. It could be you going to the gym. Whatever it is your lifestyle is, you can film that, you know, and promote whatever it is you want to promote. Um, and then the third thing, I said the first was build income producing skills. The second is turning your everyday life into content to promote your product. And then the third is focusing on one offer and mastering it. Okay. So you invest in mompreneur method. You choose to resell the program. That's your one offer. But it's also teaching you the skills to promote anything, right? But NPM is your digital product to promote. You're going to have everything you need. You're going to have marketing templates. You're going to have a lead magnet, which is a freebie that you can offer your clients to let them know, whatever it is you're selling. Um, they can get like a sneak peek of you know whatever it is you're selling. You have that, and you get a plethora of other things. You know what I'm saying? um it teaches you about your mindset. It teaches you, like I said, the fundamentals of digital marketing, your foundation, and how do you attract your target audience. you know um how to position yourself, branding, marketing, um psychology, sales psychology. And we also just got a new module. If you want to do this faceless, there's people out here that is making bank being faceless. It's a certain strategy on how you do it. You can use stock content, but I don't recommend that. You can be faceless. You can film your hand um, making some coffee. You can film the back of your head. You can, and there's different ways of how you can do faceless content. You can just record your feet in front of you walking. Um, you can have somebody record the back of you or whatever. Um, it's different ways how you can promote faceless, you know. But I had to figure this out too, as far as focusing on one offer and mastering it. Because, like I said, I bought into other courses, and when they weren't selling, I wanted to go to another course because I'm like, okay, people ain't feeling this because maybe they don't have this in it and blah blah blah. But it's not that. It's not that. Once you learn marketing, branding, and sales psychology, you can sell anything. It's just all about your positioning, um, and how clear you are in your offer. You know what I'm saying? And this is what the mompreneur method teaches you. You know, um, but when you master that, there's also a module in there that teaches you how to sell your own digital products. Like, this is the foundation. The mompreneur method is the foundation, and it's going to teach you everything you need to know from a mom standpoint. You know, um, it caters to the mom mentality, the things that we go through, mom guilt. Um, is a module in there, how to be more productive. You know, because we already wearing so many hats. You know what I'm saying? We have 50 million hats in our household and outside of our household. You know, so why not use the skills that you already have, because you do, because you're a mom, you already managing a household. That's a business in itself. You know what I'm saying? So why not use those skills, use the content of your everyday life from your phone and make money off of it. And essentially, you make it quit your job and make it full time. There's a lot of people that quit their job, that I know, um, and made this their full time income. It's just learning the skill. It's learning the skill. Once you learn the skill, you're gonna be good. I promise you. I promise you. And not only that, when you start off learning about um, income producing skills, online producing skills, you need to have someone that is going to be in your corner, that's going to guide you. You're going to need a mentor. You're going to need someone that's been in the game, that is in the game, that know what they're talking about, that has made money off of it, that is paying attention to the trends and the different things that are happening online, because the internet is always changing. It's constantly changing. You know what I'm saying? And that's also what you get with the mompreneur method. Live support. That's another reason why I invested with them. um, I have learned so much. Um, from my mentor, Sierra Jonay. She is the creator of the mompreneur method, and twice weekly we meet up on Wednesdays and on Saturdays, where we get on a live call, and she goes around and asks us how our business is going, and she pours into us. She gives us strategy. She gives us personal feedback on what we need to do within our journey, because everybody is not just selling the course. They have their own digital products and different ways on how they want to show up on this space. you know this past Wednesday we had a fire call. I mean, it was fire. It was just like we was on there talking and laughing as if we knew each other for years. you know um and it's a good time. Sierra, she is a multi six-figure earner. She's made over 300,000 in this space, under 2 years. So she knows what she's doing. She knows what she's talking about. Um, I've made money in the digital marketing space. You know, it's just a good time. It's just a good time, and also you won't be disappointed. You won't be disappointed. I mean, just think about it. Just imagine yourself a month from now, 2 months from now, 6 months from now. There is going to be some growth if you put the work in. Trust me. You know, I've been in this space since last year, um, and just spiritually and mentally, I have climbed. I have. I never thought I'd be on YouTube speaking. I never thought that I would um, be as confident as I am in producing content. Um, I just didn't think that I would be here, you know. But that's just another path that God put me on after I resigned from my job. And I'm not saying to resign from your job. That's just my personal journey. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I would recommend starting ha- having or wanting to learn high income skills such as digital marketing. I recommend that you start with a system that's going to teach you the foundation of digital marketing, especially from a mom's point of view. You know, um, if you're a mom, you know what I'm saying. Um, I just recommend it. You know, so also want to say, you know, um, you're working on your 9 to 5 or whatever it is before you start. You know, also I recommend obviously to be prepared. You know, before you start this journey, and just to get an idea of the steps you need to take to start this journey. And I prepared a free resource called the Prepared Mom Plan, and it takes you through a 5 day actionable step type of plan to execute to get you started on this journey. It's very helpful. It's very helpful. It is going to put things in perspective for you. Okay. So if you're interested in that free resource, it's in the chat, or you can go to my description box under this video, and it'll get you started. And if you have any questions or just anything, you know what I'm saying, I'm here. You can DM me um, on Instagram or on Facebook at Divinely Driven, um, or you can email me. My email is in the YouTube description, or the YouTube page. Multiple ways you can get in touch with me if you don't want to comment or anything like that. But I'm here. Whatever questions you have, you know, I'm here to guide you and to help you. Um, and just pray about it. You know what I'm saying? Just pray and ask God, like, Lord, maybe you've been, looking for a way to have extra income, and you don't want to work DoorDash, or you don't want to work Amazon Flex, or you know what I'm saying, getting a little part-time job, because you want to stay home with your kids. You're already away from them 8 hours of the day, 8-10 hours of the day, right? You know, just pray about it. And I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. Um, so yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. You could have been 50 million other places, but you was here with me, and I appreciate it. Um, but in the meantime, talk to God, read your Bible, talk to God, and allow God to talk to you. And I'll see you in the next video. And if this resonated with you in any kind of way, just like the video, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers so I can go live a little bit more on my phone. Be more convenient. Being a mom, I be trying to just steal away and get on this computer. Y'all saw how she was earlier. She didn't let me be great. But I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys listening. And have a wonderful, wonderful day, wonderful weekend. And I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye. Okay, how I'm supposed to end this? Oh, see, they done changed up stuff. Okay, bye.